Hi guys, welcome to another episode by NinjaGaijin. Today's episode I want to talk about school lunches. Yeah, so school lunches here in Japan. You know, back when I was in America, when I was in elementary and junior high school, and I'm sure for most of you as well, we had like a buffet style where you would go to lunchroom, you would order what you want from a line. They had like chicken, French fries, potato chips, ice cream, etc. I know right now they're doing like a really health initiative, so I'm not sure if they offer the same selection in America, but I just want to talk a little bit about in Japan. So in Japan, what do they offer? So here, everyone uses a school lunch, or everyone eats a school lunch, and that's from elementary school, or actually preschool, elementary school, junior high school. Starting in high school, they have some type of cafeteria style where you can make an order. Usually they have like udon, which is it's technically buckwheat noodles, type of noodles, and some other things like that. And then there's also high schools that they don't have a cafeteria at all, and the students have to bring their own lunch. But as far as preschool, elementary school, junior high school, there are school lunches. And what happens is the students in their classrooms, they have a calendar. They have a food calendar, which says on that month what food every day they're going to be eating, how many calories, etc. It's very specific. So what's usually in a school lunch, right? That's what I want to go over today. Well, their drink almost all the time is milk. They have these like small milk cartridges about this big. You know, they stick a straw in it and they drink it, right? So that's the drink. Sometimes there's tea, like can of tea, but by and large it is milk. Now they usually always have some type of rice. Sometimes it'll be rice, just rice. Sometimes it'll be mixed with like fried rice. Very rarely fried rice actually. Yesterday, for example, they had chestnut rice. You know, this is right now chestnut season, so they have some chestnut rice. They have some type of protein source. A lot of times it's fish, like a small little fish. Sometimes it's a big fish. Sometimes it's a type of meat or chicken. I've also seen sometimes they have curry or fried bread. And that's another thing. So most of the time there's rice involved. They have the small cup of rice, but also I would say once every week or maybe once every 2 weeks, instead of rice they have bread. They have basically a long piece of bread instead of rice. So that's another thing. There's some vegetables involved as well. Basically elementary school and junior high school, they eat the same thing. It comes from the same basically food bank, you know, where they make the food. But the amount they get is less. And interesting enough, the students themselves, let's say if one classroom doesn't eat a lot and they tend to like leave leftover food, then what the teacher does is the teacher calls the food bank, tells them the school, tells them the grade, and tells them to reduce the amount of food overall, and they can do that. What a lot of the students do is, some of them, as soon as they get their food, they start reducing it, right? They reduce their own amount. There's some students that pile on more. Usually, if there's something that's left over and the students really want it, like there's an extra milk, extra piece of chicken, extra rice, they usually do rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors is the go-to in Japan for deciding really anything. So that's what they do. And so they eat, usually lunch is around 12:30, 12:45 for about 45 minutes. In my case, I don't eat the school lunch because there's a lot of things in there that I simply don't like. Now, at first they kind of gave me a little bit of lip about it and telling me that, you know, we want you to eat the school lunch, blah, blah, blah. And to be honest with you, it's a really good deal. It's something like 1 month of lunches for 40 or 50 bucks. So really not bad. It averages out to be maybe like $2 a meal, and the food is a pretty good high quality too. But unfortunately, there's just a lot of things I don't like, so I end up bringing my own lunch. And because I do, I don't eat with the students in junior high school, because, you know, it's just awkward. Everyone's eating the school lunch, and then they see my lunch, right? So I eat in the teacher's room with a few other teachers who are not homeroom teachers. We eat in the teacher's room. However, for elementary school, they still really want me to eat with the elementary school kids. So that's what I do. And most of them, they tend to look at my lunch and be pretty jealous. They're like, "Oh, Nima sensei, Nima teacher, that looks really good. Can I have it?" And I'm like, no. Most of the time, it's pretty fun eating with the little kids, interacting with them. They ask you all sorts of different types of questions. Of course, in Japanese, though. But it's a lot of fun. And I like to ask them, like, what are they doing on the weekends? What food do they like? What food they don't like? You know. And overall, it's pretty cool. And each class, right, there's 5 or 6 students, each group, they create their own little islands. And basically, how they decide where I go is each person from each group, lo and behold, rock, paper, scissors, and they decide that way. So whoever wins, that's the table I go and I sit at. So overall, the lunches are, you know, like I said, pretty good. And if you're here, if you're working in Japan, definitely try and eat it, only because it's cheap and it is always a hot food or hot meal. That's one thing that's kind of a bummer about bringing your own school lunch to school, is that by lunchtime it's always cold, right? They do have microwaves, but the container that I bring my food in is usually not microwave friendly. And to be honest with you, it's kind of like this kind of thing, like if you use the microwave, then I don't know, the room will fill up with smell from your food, or, you know, using electricity. I don't know what the really big thing is. I guess I could bring my own container and heat it up, but I don't. None of the teachers do either, who also bring their own school lunch. So I don't know, it's just one of those things. And the longer you live in Japan, the more you realize that in Japan, no, you don't really want to stick out, more like blend in. And I feel like that sometimes happens to me. I want to try something, I want to do something, but I've been here for so long, and I'm so used to like the lifestyle here and how everyone kind of doesn't want to inconvenience anyone type of mentality, that happens. But, you know, what can you do? But anyways, I think I'm going to wrap up my video because it's getting pretty long. Thanks again for watching, and if you have any questions, comments, please comment down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright guys, bye!